Well, guys, I have played the new game Forspoken, and I have played all the way through it. It was $70. I was warned. Forspoken is out now on PS5 and PC, and you play as a young woman named Frey Holland, who magically one night finds this mysterious artifact and is transported into the world of Athia, where she must save the people of Athia from the four Tantas that now rule the land. No, not Tauntauns, Tantas. Forspoken really had me intrigued. I didn't fall in love with what I had seen from the gameplay, but I had liked it enough to be intrigued by it where I could give it a chance. But there was a lot of criticism out there that it didn't look like it was finished, that it didn't feel fluid, or it didn't feel as polished as it could have been. I didn't even try that demo that came out a month before it was even released, so I gave it the benefit of a doubt. I purchased the game. Luckily, I didn't pay the full $70 for this game. I traded in a bunch of games, so I ended up only paying like $35, and with that, I'll say it's not even worth the $35. I wouldn't even say it's worth $25. It's worth less than 20. That's not to say that this game doesn't have its merits, because it does. I think the voice acting is great. Ella Balinska is really good as Frey Holland. Everybody who plays characters in Sepal is really great as well. The voice actor for Cuff works wonders with Ella Balinska. They have some great voice chemistry there. The traversal fluid, I know that doing some research into the game, that was one thing that they were really trying to showcase and really put emphasis on, was the traversal and how fast you could go with traversal, because essentially when you're put into this world, you get a bunch of these spells, and one of these spells allows you to just run as fast as you can. They're like parkour. Some of the mechanics with that are a little messed up, especially where you have to start climbing stuff. It does get a little bit confusing as to how you're supposed to use like a bolt or something to like help you like leap up. Like you can't just, like, you can literally like run into a wall. So I guess that means this game doesn't have much damage control, but you can still use parkour and like the jump button to try and get over that wall. But when you're just running on like flat surface, you can get to places pretty quick. You don't even have to fast travel all that much. Like anywhere I had to go, I didn't fast travel. I just had a lot of fun running through the different areas of Athia. I'm not going to say I had fun looking at those different areas of Athia. I just had fun running through it, and I thought that it was fluid. It wasn't hard to control. Sometimes when you had to turn, I had to stop briefly. But other than that, like, it was a pretty solid fluid motion. Something I really did like was that you have a lot of spells at your arsenal. Spoilers if you care, but once you defeat these Tantas, you actually get to access their spells, and you can upgrade those spells. You have a lot of spells at your disposal, and you can switch freely between your spells, whichever Tanta spells you acquire. It's as easy as pie, and it makes for some good strategy when you have to come up against certain enemies that are resistant to certain spells. You have to realize, hey, I can't use this spell against this enemy. I have to use this spell against that enemy. Or, hey, this spell I can use, but I'm not dealing enough damage, so I might have to switch to a stronger spell. So it is easy to switch between spells, and it does allow you to be a bit more strategic as to how you go about defeating enemies. The rest of the game is just kind of bland. You know, it's so short. The story, the campaign is like only 11 hours. I was on the second hardest difficulty. It took me 11 hours to beat this thing. There was a point too where I think it's 12 chapters. I got to like chapter 10. I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I don't even want to play anymore because the story isn't even that expansive. If they were to make a video game adaptation out of Forspoken, it could easily be a 2-hour movie, and you could fit everything that's in the story into this game. There's only 1 or 2 plot beats, and that's kind of a damn shame. There is one that caught me by surprise, and I said, okay, I like that. The other one, I was just like, whatever, I guess. What it is that the character of Frey Holland is this troublemaker and this criminal in New York who touches this artifact, is transported to this land called Athia, has to help the people of Sepal, which is the capital of Athia, take down these 4 Tantas that are ruling the land So you go and do that, and then you learn a secret about Frey, and then you learn something else, and that's the story. That's it. That's all it is. That's all they had to offer. I'm not going to get into what those other two things are, but they don't feel as big as the game makes it. And speaking of making this game feel big, there's so many different parts of Athia you can explore. It's just they all look so bland. I just feel like I'm walking through like a random forest in like fucking Oregon. I don't know, or some far off place, or I feel like I'm traversing the Appalachian Mountains in like Maine or something. It's not as thoughtful from a visual standpoint, and the graphics aren't good either. This is like PS2 level graphics. There's times where this feels like Nintendo 64 level graphics. And the game is $70. I can understand charging maybe $30 or $40 for this game for its short length and for all the deficiencies that I'm explaining right now, but there is no way that a game like this should be a full price game. Especially where next generation games have gone up $10. They're no longer $60. They're $70. So somebody who was really looking forward to this game and may have been impressed by the demo and what they've seen released beforehand was paying $70 to play a game you played for 10 hours and isn't that great visually and you don't really get much out of the story. And you're done essentially. And oh yeah, the side stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot about the open world. It's an open world game. That's right. Because everything's an open world game now, which is fine, but it doesn't add anything new to the open world. This is the same shit that you do in every open world game. So therefore, it's bland. I played around with it after I completed the main story. It's literally the same stuff that you have to do. Oh, hey, go spy on this person. Oh, go take out this. Go take out that. I need a favor. Can you run an errand for me? Yeah, I need to do it's the same shit. There's nothing compelling about this or anything. This game, honestly, coming out at the end of January feels like it was just a placeholder title because they knew, like, oh, hey, people are going to be buying Hogwarts Legacy, but they don't have anything to play until then. So let's try and release it at a time for full price where people can play it before they play Hogwarts Legacy because it's only 10 hours. They'll finish it before they play a 25 to 30 hour game like Hogwarts Legacy, which looks amazing, by the way. I can't wait to play it. This game did not deserve to be $70. Luckily, I paid $35 because of store credit, but even then, it's not worth it. It's not even worth $35, which is a goddamn shame. With how many deficiencies this game has, it's not even worth it. It's so short. It's so visually uninteresting and uninviting. The world feels so small, and the game tries to play it off as if it's so big. Every castle looks like Peach's castle from Super Mario, or Zelda's castle from The Legend of Zelda. It's not a visually inviting game, therefore making everything around it feel so minuscule. I would only play this game again if I was inclined to. I don't think I'm ever going to be inclined to, and it's worth buying for $20 or less. Wait till the bargain bin. So those are my thoughts on Forspoken. It's not worth the $70. I wish I was persuaded more by people. I think I was just like, oh cool, like a new game. Like this looks really cool. I want to check it out. I didn't play the demo, so I think I was, in my mind, I was just said, I'm not going to play the demo because I'm going to play the game. Like, I've seen enough gameplay beforehand to convince me to play it. I'm happy that I played it, but it's not something I'm going to see myself going back to. So guys, have you played Forspoken? Was it worth the $70 to you? If it was, and whatever you thought about the game, let me know in the comments section below. I will leave my link to my website in the description below as well. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I will see you at the movies somewhere.